Greetings, golden Christed, conscious beings of light, of our Legion of 144, stepping into your roles as divine wayshowers of the new earth, living from your heart, being connected to all things, and activating the divine intent and will of your highest self, one with Source Creator here now, in this holy temple, the sacred kingdom of heaven within. We had another 24 hours of powerful activations, downloads, and awakenings, shifting in between worlds, in between the 3D and 5D, activating our 12D, higher dimensional light bodies here now. And today, at the end of today's transmission, I have a special transmission for humanity and for all star blossoms I've never released publicly until now, only taught in the dojo or one-on-one with students in the past, and for only one reason, because, beloved being of light, the time is right and the time is now for this gnosis, this knowledge, this truth, this information about rainbow body and the activation of the quantum leap of consciousness into Homo Luminous. Homo Luminous is divine light body of our highest resonance. I'd like to thank everyone for your continued support on Patreon. It's because all of you and your pledges that are keeping me to produce these daily transmissions and release them free to the public. So I thank you all. If you'd like to support my work and mission, you can make a pledge at patreon.com/prime disclosure. And those that are patrons, yesterday I uploaded a video on a healing transmission with a crystal. The day before, a transmission with my dragon staff called Merlin on Mount Shasta. And then also a few days ago, my connection with the wild horse in Death Valley as she let me touch her forehead. And I have another video I'll be uploading in the next few days of the white horse, the white spirit horse on the second day in Death Valley. Great Spirit brought another herd of wild mustangs to me. And the leader and guide of this herd was a sacred white horse. I'll post a picture here in a few days and a link to the Patreon page where I'll post the video and some pictures of this herd and the sacred horse that also came right up to me and transmitted the wild horse energy of the free spirit to me to help me on my mission and journey to my sacred condor, where I'm holding the codes of the eagle, the condor, the Shakti, the Shiva, Christos Magdalene in the sacred portal here in Washington State. So thank you all for your support. I appreciate you all from my heart to your heart. Aho. Today we had a manifestation of 11 hertz on the Schumann charts. Many light codes coming in, light activations. We had 120 M1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours. The most powerful 5.1 in Vanuatu. On the Ring of Fire, we had a 4.8 Mariana Islands, also on the Ring of Fire with the Lemurian energy, just south of Fiji, very deep, 582 kilometers of 4.3 with the 7 energy, close to the Tropic of Capricorn. And then Morongo Valley, close to LA in California, 3.5 with the 8 energy. And the Sacred Portal in Tajikistan, a 4.8 with the 12 of the Divine Feminine. And this is where the Trinity of the Sacred Mountains, Tian Shan, Kunlun, Himalayan, the Celestial Mountains, come together to form the Trident, the Arrowhead, the Pyramid. The Holy Trinity is activated now. Then up in the crown of Lemuria, Fox Islands, Aleutian Islands, 4.3 with the 7 energy. The crown is being activated. The Sky Eye, connected to the Soul Star Spark through the Crystal Palace. The Sacred Portal in Dominican Republic with the Atlantean energies with a 3.6 of the 9 energy. Japan 4.6. Indonesia 4.3. Then the sacred portal in Chile in the Andes Mountains where our sacred condor flies high, a 4.1, 3.5, Fort Irwin, California. And then on the southern East Pacific rise, right on the Tropic of Capricorn, we had a 4.9, 24.433 latitude, 116.119 longitude. And the sacred portal in Iran, 4.3. The portal in Turkey, 4.5, with another 9 energy. Then in China, 4.3. And with these energies, releases, activations, frequencies, the sacred temples and the lands of our beloved Lemuria and Atlantis are rising. Divine masculine, divine feminine rise together. The fire and the water become one to create the sacred steam, the sacred mist of Avalon, the new earth, the new Eden. We begin today's first transmission from Divine Sister of the Light, Karen Lithica, Tunnels of Light, Multidimensional Light Expansion, Light Family, a special morning. I awoke within a labyrinth of tunnels, an expansive place of many options and choices. I was asked, which tunnel should I take? In that moment I took a breath and soaked in this all moment, and to understand exactly where I was, I came to understand that I was within my multidimensional self. This extensive light system was a representation of me, like a light labyrinth. I was then given a bird's eye view of the entire light network system, and I could zoom into certain sections of the light network construct. It was presented to me like a new dimensional doorway into ourselves as we are expanding, uniting our multidimensional template, a place of rapid healing, integrating, and connection. I'm also shown my 3D self-light body like a different light matrix. I zoomed in and saw many tunnels, pathways, closely connected to our physical organs, like a unique light template, a stream of colors with an emotional resonance I could understand and explore. As a multidimensional traveler of light, a healer, this is a new pathway for healing and expansion, to understand ourselves in a new perspective, in a higher dimensional light view, as we move towards the integration of the new earth template, to see the wonderful internal work occurring as we are energetically rewired, upgraded, light body expansion. Love and blessings, global light family. Love equal unity. KarenLithica.com. Today from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Pars Kute. We are crossing this great quantum field of crystalline particles right now, from November 2020 to the end of January 2021. This will also impel us to abandon what needs to be abandoned and to open ourselves to new experiences. It's not surprising that many of us are going through an end of cycle phase, whether in effective relationships or any other situation involving family and our work environments. We are being called to the new, and these 3 months, November, December, and January, will bring a strong push for great changes. Trust the forces that assist you, dear ones. We are being more assisted now than ever before. Nothing will change the divine plans already decreed by the creative source. We are entering a zone of space where there is a great amount of energy capable of drastically altering the vibration of our bodies, thus increasing our telepathic abilities and strengthening our immune system. However intelligent those who represent the negative forces are, they let through this fact when they architected the plan and progress, since the plan for COVID-19 is unable to be fully implemented as they wished, because by crossing this zone in the space we naturally increase our own immunity. This occurs thanks to the crystalline particles of the specific zone in the space that we and the planet are crossing, while Mother Earth continues her journey through the galaxy. We will find the balance and be sure that this is not far from our linear time, even though the media tends to continue to instigate fear, and even though those servants of the negative forces continue arrogantly to deny that their plans have failed. It is evident we are reaching a new state of consciousness, so that we can no longer return to the old ways. These times are indeed challenging, and many of us have been affected, having lost loved ones through all the chaos and stampede that the dark forces have created. But in any case, know that all our efforts, and all those who have been most directly affected by the whole situation, will be honored by our trust in the Supreme Creator Source. Conquering the inner world is the first, most crucial step in overcoming the outer one. These are challenging times, yes, but we had already been warned about it. These are the times for which we were born, to be the lighthouses in the midst of all the commotion that precedes a quantum leap. All the dirt that had been thrown under the carpet for ages is now being exposed, and we are also having to deal with our own shadows, long kept. But know that in no way we would be alone in the middle of all these moves. We are the bravest beings in the galaxy for accepting such a great challenge to bring light to the planet, which had been dominated by darkness for a long time. Our galactic families reinforces their presence with us, will be more active in the coming months, when we will be continuing to see their spaceships in our skies, especially acting in the cleaning of toxic gases that are continuously thrown into our atmosphere. We are all one, with sacred love of one, Pars Cute. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Maria Nessa, Mary Magdalene, the great passage is now, 12/21/2020. May rays of light shine on humanity and throughout earth. May all be blessed with divine truth, love, joy, abundance, and peace. May all hearts be harmonized and balanced. May a world that is filled with all what is of the highest good for all souls' ascension journey manifest. In love and light, Maria. And from Divine Sister of the Light, a Luna Ash. Energy shifts, peak energy days, and lunar eclipse. Now that it's been a few days following the new moon supermoon, energy is beginning to shift more. There is a pattern with the energy transmitted through the sun, the astral magnetic pull movement, and the moon like a pulse that quickens and slows during certain times. The peak energy days coming up will be charged with the energy of the recent supermoon. The peak energy days coming up are also right before the lunar eclipse portal opens. The lunar eclipse is on November 30th, 2020. The lunar eclipse portal opens on 11/25 through 11/27, but the opening of the portal may be felt prior around 11/22/2020 due to the peak energy days, recent supermoon, and the upcoming full moon being an eclipse. There's a lot of positive change developing that may seem to be starting off slow to some within the collective, but in time, it is building speed and accelerating with our consciousness. From Divine Sister of the Light, Divine Roberts. Beloved brothers in arm, we love, honor, and support you. We often focus so much on the divine feminine goddess energies that we forget about the God energy of the divine masculine. Personally, I work very closely with the goddess energy because my mission is to help bring the feminine into balance, just like many of you. But today I had a very close connection with divine masculine energy. I needed that reminder, and it reflected some of the major healing I have done that is creating inner balance. I was able to experience not only the strength and wisdom of the masculine, but also the loving and compassionate side. Do not think of the masculine as weak or incompetent. They are doing an incredible job of raising vibrations, and together great strides are being made for both. They deserve our praise despite what you may be experiencing in 3D interactions. Twin flames are an energetic connection that is never separated. Over the last few years, while the divine feminine energy was rising, the masculine held the space for them. Now that the masculine is rising, the feminine is asked to hold space for them. If the masculine and feminine are both going through a rough time, you can imagine how that will affect the combined energy. So if you want to help your twin, focus on staying balanced in your energy. Luckily, I am seeing exactly that in my twins holding the divine feminine energy. They will become stronger and stronger in their ability to balance. Triggers and purging are quickly overcome. Healing is fast and efficient. Mission is the main focus of the feminine at this phase. New projects and ideas are creating excitement. Even though the future is not clear, more and more of the pieces of the puzzle are lining up. Though you may feel like you are miles apart, you are actually working side by side. Don't let your ego tell you otherwise. You each have your own role, but it's all part of the bigger play. Deep gratitude to Unknown Scribe. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Elizabeth Peru. Crown chakra activations. Have you noticed that your crown, the top of your head, is open and filling with high-frequency energy downloads? With the Leonids meteors, sleep is restless for many, while others are consciously journeying home to the stars for their next instructions. From ElizabethPeru.com. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, Servant of Yahweh, 808-818-66. Another blessed day of success for Holy Grail unions. The Most High is enforcing changes occurring today to fully support the Divine Feminine Christ. Trust in God's plan. Harmonic balance within is bringing the equilibrium point needed for divine order to occur. This neutral state of being is awakening your mind to your own truth and desire for change. We are free of the masks and illusions that were etherically cleared through judgments and justice in October 2020. Answered prayers and Dharma are here. Today is a new beginning for the beloveds. Karma is balancing and neutralizing with the haters whose agenda was to hold you back from your light. God has collapsed this timeline for good, freeing your heart and your mind. Freedom. One code. Many downloads and truths are also happening around these layers of envy, jealousy, the evil eye, and wolves in sheep's clothing. The masks are falling away, expanding your consciousness, giving you 2020 vision. We are raising from the age of Pisces into the goddess age, birthing unconditional love through our heart space. Much is still occurring in the ethers to continue raising the Magdalene, the bride, the rose, this November 2020. Rest today knowing your Holy Grail counterpart is done and complete. Continue grounding in your embodiment of the Divine Feminine Christ in the flesh, on the earth. The Holy Spirit is filling your honeypot with the feminine essence of Christ in preparation for his Heros Gamos marriage. Today from Tibetan Buddhist Master Chamtrul Rinpoche. The greatest pilgrimage that you can ever make is to the temple of your mind, and there you will find the Buddha. From the Zolkin Times, Kin 233, Red, Crystal Skywalker. Crystal is the name for the number 12, and its keywords are cooperation, dedication, and universalize. This is the 12th day of the White Wind Wave Spell, and always on the 12th day we get together here and hold a crystal court. Today is Red Skywalker, and it represents wakefulness, space, and exploring. Red Skywalker is a bit of a daredevil and likes to tempt us into doing things we normally wouldn't do. Speaking for myself, the best things that ever happened to me happened because I threw caution to the wind. It can encourage impulsive behavior, and it can bring out your courage too. As it is a Crystal Skywalker day, this suggests that if you are going to do something crazy, do it with a group of people. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio. Red, Crystal Skywalker. Kin 233, 17 November 2020. Expansion through cooperation. 17-11-2020 equals 17-11-22 equal 824 equal 14 equal 5. 17 immortality, legacy. 8 infinity, abundance, source flow. 11 portal, gate, polarity. 22 master builder, architect of peace. 5 freedom, liberation, transformation, change. Kin 233 equal 8 infinity, abundance, flow. Huge, expansive liberation codes today. Day 12 in the wave spell of Ish, the great white wind who holds the power of spirit and communication, where we are becoming hollow vessels for spirit to communicate and operate through our being. Today we are exploring the expanded space created in our hollow, pure minds, which begets crystalline communication through our unified grid and expanded consciousness. Tone of creation, crystal tone 12 in the mental realm. Action universalizes, power dedicates, essence cooperation. The crystal tone emphasizes cooperation and clarity, thus facilitating a union of opposites and a merging of polarity into unity. The communication channels are wide open as the messages from spirit flow through with greater ease, elevating our minds to that of the collective higher mind. Yesterday, the yellow spectral human dissolved and released impediments in order to liberate the higher divine mind. Today, this process is expanded. On a red Skywalker day, the crystal tone creates the Buddha mind, an uninterrupted and powerful conduit for the universal or God mind. So today, we are finding the pure flow of unified planetary consciousness. The crystal tone is the foundation of connectedness upon which to create our new tribes, teams, organizations, and systems. This brings a newfound sense of stability and confidence in what is being constructed through cooperation. New frameworks can be expanded with confidence and security. May the force be with you. It is time to sparkle, dear star blossom, so that others will be attracted to your light and shine too. Lots of twinkling stars in an ocean of light. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. May your Ida and Pingala reunite and complete their ecstatic dance, allowing the winds of heaven to flow through your rejuvenated human vessel, anchoring your own peace of bliss on earth. Today's question is, how can I expand into states of higher consciousness, cooperating with other minds in the unified field of God consciousness? Today is a great day to use your mind to connect to the force that connects all hearts and minds to God consciousness. Utilizing allies in the crystal kingdom also heightens your connections today. Nirvana quartz, azeztulite, Satyaloka quartz, Andaras, and the Synergy 12 Ascension crystals are great tools for this. Divine blessings for crystal clear expanded journeys today. And Lakek ala Kin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. And also, if you're on my Patreon page, I uploaded a video about a week or two ago on working with the 12 Synergy crystals. If you don't know what those are, you can look that up on my Patreon page. They're 12 crystals that work together to create a powerful vortex. Kin 233, Red, Crystal Skywalker. The mantra, the code for today is, I dedicate in order to explore. Universalizing wakefulness, I seal the output of space. With the crystal tone of cooperation, I am guided by the power of life force. So on this most powerful day of divine activations, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for your support on Patreon, your pledges and donations to assist me on this final mission and to support my work here on Prime Disclosure and YouTube. I'd like to thank and welcome Divine Angel of the Light, Lou Jean Wood, for your pledge and support on Patreon. I'd like to also thank Divine Angel of the Light, Jamie, for your pledge and support on Patreon. I'd like to also thank Divine Sister of the Light, Georgia Sumner, for your pledge and support on Patreon. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Bro Star of the Light, George Horlacher, for your pledge and support on Patreon. And I'd like to thank Divine Sister of the Light, Anna Mothershed, for your pledge and support on Patreon. We have a couple more of our Divine 44 joining us on this great team of the 144. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Now, let us begin on the sacred journey together. This is a transmission directly from Source and through this vessel, through the Tao, the Great Spirit, the Holy Spirit, to transmit to all of you this message of the rainbow body and Homo Luminous. So when we speak of rainbow body, from the teaching of the rainbow body masters, from one of the rainbow body masters I've trained with over the years since I was 17 years old, now traveling 47 years in this realm. I trained with many teachers and masters over the years, and one of the rainbow body masters would teach us this divine alchemy of transmuting lead to gold, which symbolizes transforming and transmuting physical matter back to light, to the higher resonance, to the higher frequency. And we do this through meditative practices, through these spiritual arts. And one of these biggest secrets about the shift, the quantum leap of consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo Luminous, this is a collective experience. And in the past, through history, through time itself, up until now, up until 2012, there was a certain agreement that consciousness made with what we call for now the archons that kept the game going, was that only 1% every 100 years was even allowed to attain rainbow body, which some call total awareness or total freedom. And this is an art where when you ascend from this realm, you take your body with you. You transform the physical vessel into the white light, through the rainbow, through the electromagnetic spectrum, from the three dantians emitting the rainbow light until it raises to the pure white light, into the pure clear light of bliss. And when the individual consciousness activated rainbow body, this ascension, this transmutation, they realized their oneness with all life. And there was a dilemma that rose out of this awareness, this consciousness, that if one realizes that they are one with everything, that there is no separation, if they are free, then other aspects of themselves would still be imprisoned in the cycle of birth and death. So in that time, in that realization, they would still attain or ascend, we call ascended masters, to prepare for the time when the time was right for the collective, for all sentient beings to ascend together, and that is this time for all of humanity and all consciousness to be able to attain a collective rainbow body, which is a shift of consciousness, a quantum leap in consciousness, where the shamans, the masters, would see that the physical follows consciousness. So it is the conscious effort, the conscious intent, awareness that shifts, and then the physical follows this. And this is what we are all going through this ascending energy, through these activations. We are preparing ourselves to assist all of humanity. And this is where the Bodhisattva concept came out of, that an awakened rainbow body master would keep returning to this realm consciously until all beings were awakened. And that is what in the Tibetan Buddhists we call tulku. The tulku returned over and over. There's been many tulku to teach, to guide as gurus, like Guru Rinpoche. Guru simply means guide, teacher, pure awareness. And it is through this process of our individual ascension that connects to all masters in this realm. And together, as we reach critical mass, it affects the human race as a collective. And in that moment, it is like a supernova going off. It is a supernova, for those that don't know, a star as it's compressing into its own singularity, into its own still white magnetic light, the central sun at the center of the sun, which is the same as within you. It is a mirror, it is a hologram, that as we're compressing into our singularity, into our still point, 0 point, in that moment of full compression breakthrough, there is a complete expansion instantaneously, the greatest force of energy, the greatest power that expands out to the ends of the universe through what we call the Birkeland currents, which is beyond time and space. It is timeless. It's what the Mayans called timelessness, and that is what we're entering. But we can navigate between linear time and non-linear, and that is manifesting heaven on earth, that is tapping into our full, infinite, co-creative power that is in the kingdom of heaven within, in our heart center. And through our bliss, our joy, our peace, and our love, we transmit this to all of you here now, through this medium, through this voice, for this final activation of the rainbow body codes, the codes of love, divine union, divine unity, through synchronicity, and through the encodements of our DNA, the 12 by 12 and the 144, activated now. Feel into that energy, let go into that feeling, and allow it to rise up through your vessel, lifting you to the highest temple, the holiest of holy, here now. And keep continuing that journey after the end of this transmission, and take time each day to go into that feeling, into that emotion, the emotion of compassion and love and bliss. And through that, we activate all of humanity, because we are all in this together. And together we are much better, because together It takes our whole tribe to manifest new earth, heaven on earth, forevermore. Keep walking your sacred path with heart, beloved beings of light. I love you all. Namaste.